What's up, YouTube? Got asked an interesting debate. I don't know if I covered it. Feel like I did, but if I did, I'll do it again. I don't know. This one's about Barry Larkin versus Robin Yount, and two of the greatest shortstops of their respective eras, and who did I think was the best. Now, Barry Larkin had incredible stats. He was a lifetime 295 hitter, 379 stolen bases, 198 home runs, down to 60 runs batted in, 12-time All-Star, Golden Glove winner, World Series winner, National League MVP. Remember, he won an MVP in the Barry Bonds early part of the era, and there were some real big names in that era. So Larkin was one of those guys. He got hurt. Injuries did slow him down, but he was a leader. He was very effective. Robin Yount won two-time AL MVP, 3,000 hit club, 250 home runs, 1406 runs batted in, 285 batting average, and All Star, etc., etc. So he has the edge over him as far as MVPs go. But if I'm looking at the eyeball test, the Brewers were stacked. Now this is strictly on the eyeballs. Eyeballs means that I go back and he played with Paul Molitor, Cecil Cooper, Ben Ogilvy. Those Brew Crew teams were nothing nice. They were pretty stacked offensively. When Larkin and them beat the A's in the World Series, and this is just strictly off of memory, so forgive me because I got to put it together, but I do remember back in 1990, and that's when Lou Piniella was the manager. They beat the A's, and if you beat the A's in the World Series, that was a freaking big deal. That was like, wow, because the Bash brothers and LaRusso and them were seen as almost like the baseball version of the Lakers and Showtime. You thought that was going to be a dynasty. Remember, they went to 3 World Series. When they lost to the Dodgers in '88, there was a lot of wow. They beat the Giants in the Quake series in '89, but then they lost Cincinnati. So think about the run that the A's had with what they had, who they had, and the dominance. But Barry Larkin and definitely he came up big in that World Series. I remember Eric Davis was there. They had quite the squad, and Larkin was the truth. It says a lot that you hold him in high regard as a shortstop in Cincinnati, considering that Dave Concepcion was nothing to sneeze at. He was bad coming from that big red machine. And Larkin is probably one of the few cats that could have played during that big red machine in the latter years, if you think about it. So quite the career, quite the talent, everything and all things involved and what have you. So it's an interesting debate when I talk about these shortstops because these guys were also hitters, you know. And when you get out of and you got to remember, Larkin played in the same era as Ozzie Smith, the great Wizard of Oz. So that was no easy feat, to think about that particular era when you got a guy who was dominant with the glove. It was big time postseason too, but he just didn't have the stick in the range that Larkin did, but he was bad. So Larkin's situation, when you do OPS and when you do on the base pass and so on and so forth, it's a pretty good argument to be had that, where he ranks, where he stays. So I think that, you know, um, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. I think it definitely loans itself and that it's, very distinctive. And I think that it's a good debate. Now, I'm just saying, Yount may have had a slight edge with the numbers, and again, he played a little bit more. But the eyeball test, I got to give it to Larkin. I got to give it to Barry Larkin. I think he did more with less, and I think he was more dominant a bit. But Yount was nothing to sneeze at. Both were bad, though. So, anyway, let me know what you think. Barry Larkin versus Robin Yount. The better, greater baseball career, 2 shortstops who left a mark on the game, Hall of Famers, etc. Let me know your thoughts and takes in the comment section. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like and hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. And I appreciate the questions being submitted because I cover a wide range of different topics on debates. We're out one time. Peace.